VIP of Bizarre Interest Productions, and yesterday's video was a bit overwhelming, so that's coming tonight, depending on my mental or physical health. That being said, I guess I gotta remind some of y'all to be freaking normal, because some of y'all don't know how to act, but I'm gonna keep this one brief. Basically, one of the questions that goes online that people respond to was an unpopular opinion that would put you in the situation. You know, the image of the guy with a bunch of swords surrounding him. And I believe a woman in the community said BEYWHEELZ was better than Burst. Now, naturally, when I saw this, I thought either it was just rage bait or they actually had reasons behind it, and they did end up giving reasons why they think this way. Personally, I plan on doing a video about BEYWHEELZ eventually, since everyone on YouTube acts like it's this crazy, stupid anomaly that's like one of the worst things to ever happen, when it's really just a 5 or 6 out of 10 that's just solid. There's no plot holes, there's nothing horrendous about it. I guess you could argue it doesn't need to exist, but it didn't do anything awful while existing. Raiders is only worse because the battles are boring, though I appreciate the world building. But again, it's not worth sending people death threats about. And I mean, are there things that BEYWHEELZ does better than the Burst season? The person said that they liked the first 2 seasons, but they didn't like the rest. Understandable. I don't agree with Wheels being better than any particular season after God, though. I guess I'd say Wheels' second half gave its cast way more individual moments where Choji sort of just kind of everyone focused on helping Aigo with his problems before eventually working together to fight Fi. I guess you could argue Team Estrella getting new members was better paced than Drum, Amane, and Delta eventually becoming a power trio, especially since Fumiya really should have joined Victories in the final quarter after his team kind of just let Arthur take over with no hesitation. BEYWHEELZ' villain is more sympathetic than Lane. Dynamite Battle, I guess I would say Wheels does a better job using its cast for the story, although DB gives its characters more individual moments. And for Quad Strike, you can debate whether Pre or Praxis storyline is more engaging than Estrella's relationship with Ryan. But you notice how all of those are things I can at least talk about or debate or think about or disagree with. And, you know, not advocate for sending death threats to a person just because I disagree with them. Look, I have seen a lot of questionable takes in the Beyblade community, and I do try my best to make sure we be constructively critical. But my response has always been to tackle the take, not the person, in most circumstances. Hence why, under very certain circumstances, I do not bring up the names of certain people. What's the point of being in a community if you're getting people advocating for your right to not exist afterwards just for opinions on a spin-off? To the people, well, to the person who got the death threats, I'm so sorry that actually happened, because certain people can't be freaking normal about a franchise about spinning tops. And this is why I tell you guys, even if you have a negative opinion about a Beyblade season, do not take it so far. You are not a villain in the Metal Saga trying to unalive someone's existence. You're either a child or a grown-up who struggles and goes 0-2 in locals because you haven't figured out a strategy on how to beat Wizard Rod or Impact Drake. Chill the hell out. In the comment section below, type death threats are bad or only villains send death threats, so I know either you guys are actually sane individuals or you're not completely sociopathic. See you all in the next one.